Well, we're out here today and we're going to pick up this old Scout pickup. So, it's just a quick and dirty kind of thing. It popped up. My buddy asked me if I wanted to go make a video picking up this Scout pickup, and I said yeah. So I grabbed the camera and here we are. So, I don't know anything about it right now, but I'll let you know. So it's a Scout of some vintage with a flatbed. So I'll put you up on the tripod and we'll see what's up. So it really is a barn find, as you can see-ish, I guess. Oh, standard hood crease. All right. I'll set you up and then we'll drag it on out of here, put it up on the old trailer, and then at some point we'll do like a will it run type of thing on this. I don't know how long it's been sitting. I don't know really anything about it. I'll let you know more as I know more.
They're up in the hood.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah. So this is my buddy Dave. He was telling me this is 75. You can see some varmints have made a home in there. I don't know much about Scouts. I know that I think Mortsky has one, and whatever. My buddy Rob and Dave, he's got other Scouts. Rob's whole family has Scouts. I think I'm the only one out of my friend group that doesn't have a Scout, but I really don't know much about it, so I'll let you know more as I know more. Anyway, a 150. I don't know, guess that's an 8-cylinder all-wheel drive. Hood is creased right here. We're just gonna go ahead and drag this thing up on the trailer, and you guys can watch. All right, so Dave is telling me that this has possibly a 392 big block. It's supposed to be like an international big block in it. I don't really know much about all that. I thought that was a Ford engine. He said no, it's actually an international big block. So typical mouse damage everywhere. Quite a bit of rot. Apparently there is still quite a bit of parts availability for some of these trucks. Guess it got towed here years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. They were going to use it as a plow truck, and then that never happened. So she's a little cooked, but apparently they're super desirable trucks. Let's see what's inside. We're creased at the fender, so we'll go on the other side. Can you find another bed for this thing easily?
Hopefully, I'd like to.
So this is the inside.
I figured if I can't find a
All the paw prints.
decent bed for it, then maybe I could find like a work bed. Some type of,
A work bed?
yeah, something from Soma's or something maybe that kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather find an actual international bed for it.
Right. Yeah, Rob knows all the spots for that.
Yeah, they're hard to find. Even I asked him, he's like, man, I don't even know.
Oh, really? I bet. It smells interesting in here, like wildlife. It's pretty dark in here, everybody, but you've got a hole in the floor. Dash pad isn't awful. It could be worse. Paw prints from critters and coons and cats and every other thing. Headliners totally chewed out or just missing altogether. I don't think these are the right seats. Maybe they are. You know, standard stuff. I mean, to be honest, rot in the cab corners. It's not super bad. I've seen way worse. Looks like maybe dual fuel tanks. Here's one here, and then I saw one on the other side too. Yeah, it's no problem. Again, windshield frame rusted out there. Tires are pretty nice. You basically got brand new tires on it. Oh, okay. So Dave put the tires on. That's right. I remember you saying it now. Yeah. So this thing was like sunk. So anyway, I'm going to help him out. We'll take a look at it a little bit more once we get it out of here. I kind of feel bad letting them do all the work.
Oh, this wheel's locked up. Wheel's locked up.
Is it?
Yeah.
So he says this has been sitting here for 30 years. I didn't know that.
If you could back it up to here.
turn in the front. So the deal is that the passenger side here, all these tires are free. Driver's side, it's disc in the front, drum in the back, completely locked up, as you can see by how much dirt it's pushing right there in front of the tire. If you can, I can't hardly see. The sun is glaring off of the screen. But anyways, she's being stubborn. So, of course, we don't have all of the tools we need necessarily here, so just doing the best that we can. We'll have to run and get some stuff since we're unprepared for the job. So while they're gone, I guess we'll take a browse around. Is this a Ford 8N or 9N? Not really sure on tractors. You guys can let me know in the comments. We did used to have an 8N way back in the day, and I think Luke Thunderhead 289, he's got one too. They're good tractors. They last forever. They're pretty simple machines. Pretty cool. This one's been sitting a while. As you can see, the front tires are just buried in the dirt. Fun fact about these things is if you had a brush hog on it or some other type of spinning implement with a lot of, mass and momentum, you'd have to buy a special disconnect for the PTO. Otherwise, the mass of the spinning rotation of the brush hog or whatever would still drive one of these tractors even after you pushed in the clutch. So if you didn't have one of those disconnects on here, you'd be cruising along and you'd push in the clutch, and until that thing slowed down, it would just continue to push you along until you got wherever, out in there somewhere. So you couldn't just stop on a dime. So if you're heading for a tree or a ditch, you had to take all that stuff into consideration, plan ahead, or else you'd end up in said tree or ditch. So yeah, there's some type of disconnect box that you can get for them that kind of, I don't know if it's a fluid coupler or whatever, but it disconnects the PTO from whatever the implement is. But overall, pretty nice. You have this cushy seat. I never had one of those cushy seats. It's always just a metal. Big old leaf spring on it. So a little bouncy, but cool. Yeah. So we got some kind of sketchiness going on here. I don't know how well the camera's picking up the angle of all of this stuff, but if we bump it, there's a good chance that this thing's going to come down on our head. Other than that, I didn't remember him saying that this thing had been sitting for 30 years in this spot. Apparently, the previous owners would come out here occasionally and stuff some sheet metal or boards or something underneath of it to kind of keep it from sinking, because it was sank pretty deep up to the axles. Dave was saying that he put these tires and wheels on it just to get it to move. I don't know how long ago that was. Standard wood bed, And yeah, again, this side is totally locked up, unfortunately. You can see it's just digging pretty significant trench. Just using regular batteries. He doesn't have, power lines hooked up to his truck or anything, so we're just cycling off of those pretty small batteries. It's pretty hard to pull a truck this heavy with those little batteries, but we're going to just do what we can. I was just kind of invited along to partake and shoot a video of this thing, so I took the opportunity to come get you guys some content, and that's it. I don't know much about them. Let me know in the comments about all these international things. I think they're cool trucks. If you haven't seen an episode that I did, or a video a while back, my buddy Jay that helped me build the 360 that's in my Dodge, he's got a 64 international pickup, bonus box. 64. I might be right on that. And but his has a 383 stroker with a 671 supercharger in it that does mid-10s in the quarter on a full steel truck. So that thing's a monster. Check out that video. I'll put a link to it up there in the corner. You can see that if you want to. Other than that, I don't know what Dave's plans are for this truck. He does say that he's keeping it. So apparently he's going to work some magic on it. Whatever. I don't know what parts availability are for these things. I would imagine it's not great, but I don't know. Rubber floor mat truck. Looks to be the original floor mat. I don't know how many miles are on it. Let's see if we can see. 69.5. Yeah, so 70,000 miles. Brake pedal check says, yeah, probably 70,000 miles. Something like that. I don't know if those are the right seats. They look pretty new for being an international seat. So I don't think those are original. I don't even know what these trucks looked like new. I'll have to look it up when I get home. Drip rails are cool. I think that they're, I don't know, they just look right on these older vehicles. I see a lot of guys with these older trucks like my Dodge, Internationals, whatever it may be, with the drip rails, and they're all trying to do like these drip rail deletes where they shave them all off and weld them closed and smooth the body with varying degrees of success. And I don't know, it just seems like it kind of takes some of the flavor out of these old vehicles when you do that. It doesn't look right. So the drip rails and stuff are a pretty substantial feature with the shape of the body and just its overall aesthetics. I kind of don't like to see people tearing them up. It just looks weird. Unfortunately, hood's roach. You saw the mouse damage in there. Some farmer stuff. Yeah, it looks like the hood has been damaged for quite a while because they had a latch on it at one point. Again, mice everywhere. Master cylinder's roached. Air box is toast. Battery tray is basically gone. All kinds of rust up in there. Again, bent. All kinds of stuff. So, ooh, that one's like ripped right through. Yeah, so this is the little bump stop right there, or little pad for the bump stop. Mice have gotten in there. Got one sweet mud flap over here. See if we got a matching flap on the other side. Oh yeah, we do. Look at that. High quality. Hopefully those things will make it. Oh, so wood frame on the old bed. Classic. Leaf spring shackles aren't rusted through yet. So looks like we got an overload on the top. Some pretty thin wood there. I don't know. I don't know. Is this a factory international bumper? Don't know. Don't know anything about internationals. I'm assuming not. But who knows? Let me know in the comments, all you international people. But look at the silhouette of that thing. They're good looking trucks. Big dent here. That sucks. But yeah, once he starts getting into it, rockers, cab corners, you see the floor is shot. Got a little bit here in the fender on this side. Again, the tanks are probably toast, but maybe there's a slim chance that they're not. He said he's going to try to find an actual international bed for it, but I do believe that these are hard to find. I don't know what wheelbase this is, if it was a long bed truck or a short bed truck to begin with. I'm not exactly sure. I think this was a 75, he said, something like that. Sitting in this barn for 30 years. I don't know, does that make it a legit barn find? What makes it a legit barn find? You know, let me know in the comments. What do you think makes a vehicle a legit barn find versus just somebody that bought something from somebody and just happened to be in a barn for 30 years? I don't know. Who knows? I guess a find would be you spot it from the road in an old photo, you track down the owners, you go through a bunch of hoops and whatever, track them all down, do the rigmarole. It has no title. You figure out how to do all of that, and then you drag it out, cutting down trees and whatever. I don't know. It seems like that's what people expect from barn finds these days, but the reality is most of the time it's just a forgotten vehicle that somebody's got stashed in a barn and nobody cares about. And then you buy it from them, you muscle it onto a trailer, and you drag it home and start working on it, wasting tons of money. But anyways, I think that they're pretty desirable and cool trucks. I'm really happy for Dave that he's getting a chance to get his hands on one. Really look forward to what he's going to do with it in the future. So we're just going to wait here, the lush landscape of southeastern Michigan. So the drum won't come off. It's totally seized on. More than likely the shoes are just welded right to the actual drum itself. Luckily, as you saw, when this thing fell off the jack, the tire caught it and prevented it from smashing into this, you know, load-bearing beam, which would have sucked. But yeah, so anyway, there we go. So we're going to try to drop it down, use this board as a ski, figure out something for the front, and just wing it and see. This dirt is super soft and muddy, so it's going to try to grab and dig everywhere. It's not going to be super fun, but we'll eventually get it. Alrighty, we got around here. These front tires are like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch too wide for the fenders on each side. So I sprayed some looby-doobs all over it. Helped it slip right on through there. Perfect. So it's a little bit too wide for the trailer, but it'll be good enough. We're only taking this thing like 5 miles down the road. You can see the dust clouds from the road behind us. You can see kind of what we were going through here. So she was gross. A little better shot of the interior. See the mice just everywhere. Manufactured International Harvester Company. Can't see anything else on it. Locking differential warnings or cautions. Truck camper loading. Yeah. So here we are. We made it back. Everything's all good. It didn't fall off or crash. So I don't know what Dave's going to do with this, but he's got some cool stuff. You know, he's got some sweet cars. He's got a Duster that he's selling. So 318 car. I think it was originally a slant. I'll take you over there and show you that. But anyway, that's it. Apparently old Mortsky says that these things came with a 392. They didn't have big blocks or small blocks or whatever. They just had international engines of whatever different cubic inch. So, you know, thanks a lot to him for filling me in. I don't know anything about these internationals. So according to Dave, this has the 392 in it, or it's supposed to. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. All right, so there's Dave's Scout. Scouts are pretty cool. And this is the thing I didn't know what it was. It turns out it's a Henry J. Mortsky pulled one of these things out of a field or something like that. Dave's plan for this is to build a drag car out of it. It's got a Ford 8.8, I think he said in it, but it's super rough. So I don't know much about Henry J's, to be honest with you. I don't know what the part availability is like for these, but I guess it's kind of hard. So he's going to fix it all up and make like a little drag car out of it, which I think is pretty cool. So Henry J, if you're into Henry J's, there's a Henry J. Scouts. This is one of his friend's cars, Mustang. I forgot what he said that thing is, but he's got all kinds of cool stuff in here. I don't know what that is. What is that car over in the corner?
68 Pontiac Le Mans.
68 Le Mans. Yeah, anyways, new floors going in that one. What year is your Scout?
1980.
80 Scout. You know, everybody loves the Scouts, so they are cool. We'll give them that.
The last year.
The last year for them? All right. So that's it. Looking at the last of the Scouts. 454. If you watched any of my videos where Jay was helping me build that 360, you saw this engine in the background. So that's Dave's. Then here's his Duster. I forgot where he got it from. 318 was a slant 6 car. It's pretty much rust free for the most part. He wants $5 grand. Come and get it. Needs some work, but he says it runs and drives. Typical wasted dash pad, but the interior is in nice shape. These seats might be actually new or a new seat cover on it. There we go. B&M shifter on the floor. I thought this was an automatic. I think it still is an automatic. It has an automatic column in it. Yeah, the seats look like they're still pretty new. It's a decent car. So if you want a sweet duster, get a hold of Dave, and you guys can come and get this. I'd definitely pick it up if I was in the market for one, because it's a sweet car. I've always liked these. This is the Duster for $5,000 if you want it. Running, driving, it says drive it up on the trailer, 318. It was 3-speed on the column, 6-cylinder car. Now it's a 318 automatic with that floor shift that you saw. So overall, it looks to be pretty solid. You know, looks like there's some new springs in the back. Looks pretty good, just from what I can tell. Any rust that you know of, Dave?
Just a couple spots. A couple little spots on this driver's side. Right here below the door is the only spot I know of. Down there.
Oh yeah. So that's the rust spot that he knows of, he says. Yeah. Should be good. Pretty solid trunk. Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little two-knobber in it.
Oh heck yeah. There you go. Yeah, clean. A little bit of rust in there, no big deal. Typical wasp nest things, but yeah, the trunk isn't all rusted out back in here where they always rust, so not too bad overall. So yeah, $5,000 if you want a sweet, what year is it? 73 Duster. Heck yeah. Come get it. Man, I'd love to have it. Well, that was a pretty fun day hanging out with Dave, dragging that old pickup truck out of that decrepit old barn. You know, it's a lot rougher than I thought it was, but you know what? The price is right and Dave's happy, so that's all that matters. It's been there for 30 years. And it hasn't ran in 30 years either, so at some point we're going to do a will it run on it. I just don't know when that'll be, so, but, you know, I'll make a video of that whenever the time comes. So that was pretty cool. The one thing that isn't rough is that sweet Duster that he's got. So, man, I'll tell you, I want that Duster pretty bad. I wish I could get it. I think he wanted $5,000 for it. It's a pretty nice car for $5,000 though, especially up here in Michigan in the Rust Belt. Those cars are just not easy to find in any condition, let alone basically rust-free, running, driving. It's got nice wheels on it, you know, with the dog dish caps, like the perfect combo. You know, it's a nice car. So whether or not that car is worth $5,000 in your neighborhood, I'm not sure, but they are hard to find around here. If I had the money, it'd be sitting right here in the shop because I like that car and I've always wanted a Duster. But right now we've got a ton of other projects going on. We've got this here shop, the lift going in for the shop. So we had the pads poured, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. So I think we got like 24 more days or whatever until we can install the lift and get to some other projects. So that'll be pretty cool. That's that. We'll figure it all out later on. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.